Okay, so if you've ever known me in my life at any point, doesn't matter what point, you probably know I like science fiction and comic books and nerdy things. I like to laugh and make jokes. And number three, I'm a fat guy. I've always been fat, and I'm never really cared about changing it, honestly. But in the last year, some things have happened. My dad had a heart attack and almost died last year, so that's a real eye opener. And he's been kicking ass since it happened. So he's been a huge inspiration, and obviously, Mary and I are in love madly, and it's made me think about family and the kind of example I want to set for them. So I've got some big goals, and I'm going to try to meet them over the next 6 weeks. As far as getting my nutrition under control and learning how to use the inside of a gym. And I've got some really good help. 360 Fitness reached out. You can't see them, but they reached out and offered to help me. So 6 weeks of personal training and nutrition coaching for free. And it starts today. Wish me luck, luck, luck. Hey, I'm Ryan Simmons, and I'm a morning radio DJ here in Red Deer, and I'm 31. I really like everything nerdy. All the Avengers movies I've seen on opening weekend, like PUBG, video games, watching stuff on Netflix. Lots of sitting down at home activities. Really, I think. Yeah. Yeah, I played some community sports growing up, like soccer when I was really little and lacrosse when I was a teenager. But I never took them very seriously. Probably because I knew I'd probably never be as good as the other guys who were playing. So I just was there to have fun, I think. But my nutrition before was like cheese and salt, I think, and meat. I just ate a lot of cheese. Yeah, there was a lot of fast food. I like to go out, especially for breakfast, because I work early in the morning. So it was really easy to grab some junk in the morning. And then we'd eat at home, and we cooked pretty decent things at home. But even when I cooked decently, I would eat a ton of it. So it ceased to be very good for me. So yeah, I mean, it was just a lot of food and bad food and cheese. So much cheese. I kind of been fat my whole life. I grew up a fat kid, and I was a fat teenager, now a fat adult. And it always just sort of seemed like, a lot of people have like this body that they're trying to get back to in a place that they've been before that was healthy. And I never had that, so I didn't really know how to get there ever. And I've never really come close to it on my own. And it seems like, every time I try to eat right, I'd plateau and get discouraged. Or every time I try to work out, I'd hurt myself or get worn out and quit. And I just never really had the approach that led to consistency at home and at the gym, and I'd never ever found that before. So it never really, I never had all the pieces working at the same time. My approach to weight loss before was sort of like I don't know, sporadic and only every once in a while. And I thought when I was an adult, like more recently, that the best way to go would be to like talk to my doctor and try to figure it out that way. But they really just wanted to get me to do surgery, like gastric surgery, and that was a little too drastic. And if I was going to make such big life changes, I felt like I should probably try to do them on my own first. So, I've tried dieting. I've tried diets before that kind of worked, but I'd plateau out and then quit because I didn't really know how to do it. I never really tried the gym because it was always super intimidating. So I always just tried to, I guess like walking the dog was the most active I ever really was on a consistent basis. My dad had a heart attack like a year and a half ago, and he totally changed his life around afterwards and did so well that they canceled his surgery, and he walks a ton every day, goes to the gym and all that, and he's twice my age. So I figured if my dad could do it, I could probably do it. I could keep up with the old man. So that was a big motivating factor. And then the other thing was like right when 360 approached me, I decided to propose to my girlfriend, and I was shopping for the ring and everything, and I was just kind of thinking about life and family and starting one, and how I grew up the fat kid, and that was always really hard for me, and I never really wanted to pass that on. So I wanted to learn how to set the right examples, and learn the right responsibilities, and learn willpower and things that I want to pass on when I do start my family. So it was just like the most serendipitous, perfect time, and I was super motivated, and it was all just perfect. When I broke my ankle, it was like a real like crashing down to earth moment for me.
What's happening, Ryan?
What?
What's happening right now?
Getting a boot for my ankle because I broke
You broke your ankle. How'd you do that?
it. I don't want to talk about it.
Let's look at
Yeah, when I broke my ankle, it was like a real like crashing down to earth moment for me, like emotionally, I would say, because I was on a real high. Like I had, decided to work out. You guys had reached out. I knew it was going to be 6 weeks, and at the end of the 6 weeks, I was going to go on vacation and propose to my girlfriend, and I just bought the ring, and everything was awesome and perfect. And then I stepped off my step into my backyard and broke my ankle, and then I had to put it in a boot. And the whole time I was at the hospital, the number one thing I was most upset about was that I thought I was going to have to delay this, put it off to another time that honestly would have been less perfect and less motivating for me. So it was really kind of upsetting. And yeah, I remember texting Rachel and Jack and saying, like, I broke my ankle. I'm sorry. We're going to have to put this off. And they were like, no, we can do it. And I was a little skeptical even then, because it was cool that they said we could do it. But then I was like, well, if we do it with a broken ankle, I mean, my results are going to be junk. So what's the point, really, even then? Before I broke my ankle, yeah, I mean, I was pretty worried about if I was going to be able to physically do the workouts, especially like one on top of another. Like the first workout, sure, I could do that. But the sixth workout after doing 5, like that worried me. So, and that was before I broke my ankle. Yeah. After 6 weeks, I had results that were better than I was even anticipating or expecting or hoping for even before I broke my ankle. So even with a bum leg, even with basically no ability to do lower body workouts for 6 weeks, I still managed to just get results that blew my mind, that I didn't think I was capable of.
Hey, it's Ryan. I'm at 360 Fitness for my first assessment, and I don't know, I guess I'm kind of nervous about it. I guess I feel like I'm going to find out how far gone I am. That's kind of how I feel, so we'll see how much work there is to do. I think it's a lot. Like, I don't know, I guess I'm worried I'm not capable of doing enough to get things under control, but these guys seem to think differently, and they know a lot more about this stuff than I do, so I'm in their hands. We'll see how much work there is to do. I think it's going to be a lot. Well, I had my first assessment today, and I don't know, I guess I'm starting further back than I thought. My trainer doesn't seem deterred at all by anything, by any of my problems. She says we can work with all of it, so, I'm just going to trust her and just, do the process and see how different I feel at the end of it. And then I'm hoping I just feel so good that the incentive is there to just keep doing it. Just take some changes that I can do tomorrow, so time to start making them.
I knew obviously I had a lot of work to do, but I hadn't seen in a few years the number, so I on the scale, so I wasn't really sure how much work there was to do. And when I saw, that I was, especially that I was over 400 pounds, that was a little disappointing. And it felt like a big mountain in front of me, but honestly, it felt like for the first time that I'd been staring at this mountain my whole life, and I finally had like some equipment to tackle it, I guess. So I wasn't sure if I'd be able to get all the way to the summit, but I had a feeling we'd at least, get to like our first base camp or something, During my first fitness test, I would say that I was a little surprised at like how well I could do and how much I could do, because I was going into it with the broken ankle, so I thought, I wasn't going to be able to do like a lot of different types of exercise. I thought it'd be like sit and be fit for old people.
Well, I just did my first workout at 360 Fitness, and man, it was awesome. There's a lot of exercises I could do, it turns out, and it's even with my broken ankle, and I got hernias, but still.
Bring it a little bit closer at the top there. There we go, yeah. Good.
What a good workout. That was fun. Feels good. Feels good to do. No wonder freaks like the gym so much.
We got to do a lot of different things and a lot of different movements and try some of the machines, even on that first workout. And I was kind of surprised at how much I could do. And I did a little more than I thought I would be able to do. And it was really motivating, and kind of was like the first time that I was like, wow, maybe I can keep seeing if I can do more, and that'll be really fun.
Well, that's workout number 2 in the books. Really, it's just the first real workout, if we're being real. The first one was like an assessment to figure out what I can do, and then this one was like, hey dude, we know what you can do, so now we're gonna make you do just a little bit more than that. I don't know if you can tell, my arms are like noodles. They're so noodly, and I gotta work out tomorrow. My next workout's tomorrow, so I need recovery tips. Like, what is it? Is it bananas? Is it bananas, you guys? Am I eating bananas now? What is it? How do I make my arms not noodles by tomorrow? Please help. Hey guys, quick workout update as we finish workout 1 of week 3. And I gotta tell you, I feel better after my workouts now than I do before them. I have more energy, and I just feel like, I don't know, I just feel better. I just feel happier, and, you know, I'm starting to get a little buzz off it, which a lot of people said would happen. I didn't know if it would be sooner rather than later, but a lot of people said, yeah, 2-3 weeks, you'll really start to like it, and that's been true for me. I'm really enjoying it. And the biggest change, I was talking to my buddy Peter today, and I was saying, the biggest change has been mental. I just don't have this guilt nagging over me about what I eat, or, you know, how badly I need to get active. You know, I know I'm doing everything and eating right, and I just need to add time. So best I can do is keep doing what I'm doing and wait, and I just don't have this nagging guilt on me anymore, and it's made me a lot mentally happier. Even more so right after my workout. So I'm getting into it, you guys. I really like it.
So after the 6 weeks, I really feel like what I wanted out of the 6 weeks was not only met, but like I exceeded it big time. And I found that some of the things that I wanted to get stronger, I wanted more core strength, and those are really great, and I love to feel those. But the community support I found and the confidence that I found, I never really thought of myself as the type of person who was mentally weighed down by the fact that I was overweight. But honestly, just knowing that I'm working out, and then knowing that I'm eating right, and knowing that I'm drinking enough water and I'm doing all the right things, I just don't have this nagging guilt anymore about like how I have to change my life, you know, because I would eat a bad meal and I would think, can't do that anymore. Or I'd sit around all weekend and I'd think, God, I need to find some way to get more active. But I just don't think about that anymore, and I don't have that stress, and I don't have that guilt weighing on me. And going into it before we started the 6 weeks, I thought the physical stuff, I thought the core strength and the feeling stronger were going to be by a mile the best things to come out of this. But I didn't even think the mental stuff would affect me. But by a large margin, just the lack of guilt around my lifestyle has been the best thing about the 6 weeks.
Had to do a quick pantry clean out. Lots of stuff I can't eat anymore. I can't sad eat cake icing anymore with my fingers. No. There's some mashed potatoes. We make our own now out of the garden. Ramen noodles. Some hamburger helper. I miss you, glove man. Some craft dinners. Too much craft dinner. So much craft dinner. Cheese flavored gruel. Look, I turned other foods into craft dinner too sometimes. Yeah, and then like some spaghetti sauce with a whack of cheese in it. And now it's all just healthy stuff. We got some granolas and nuts and yummy things.
Yeah, during the 6 week challenge, I tried a lot of new things. Mostly at the gym, I was pushed to try a whole bunch of activities I'd never done before, and I saw how good those made me feel. And I knew that I had to change my nutrition just as drastically as I had to change my physical life as well. So I decided that I was going to do a lot of things that I hadn't done in a long time or hadn't done at all. And I wanted to try a lot of foods that I had seen as like healthy foods my whole life. And I thought maybe were a bit bland and boring. And I wanted to see, you know, if I really would like them or not. So I tried like quinoa, and it was only okay. I'll be honest with you, rice is better.
Okay. Quinoa for the first time. Let's see. Mary made it. Is it good quinoa? No, it's pretty good. Yeah, it's pretty harmless.
And I also tried tofu, which I would have never thought would be good for me going into it. I always thought it was gross, but I love tofu. It was awesome.
I made tofu for the first time. I'm trying it now. Kind of chickeny. I don't hate it. It's pretty good. Tastes like a mix between like a, I don't know, chicken nugget and a French fry. That doesn't make any sense to anyone.
When you need to change your life, trying new stuff is the only way to do that. So you need to change your nutrition. Feel free to try some new foods. You need to change your physical life, try some new workouts. And the best way to do that is to ask people who know and ask them what they do. And you're going to find a ton of people who know at 360, that's for sure. At 3 weeks, when I was already almost under 400 pounds and I'd lost 15 pounds, that was more than I thought I would achieve for the whole 6 weeks. So it kind of felt like I was playing with like house money after that. Anything I did after that was going to be good enough, and it just really started to feel really good. I was told by everybody, like my fit friends and everybody, to like just trust the process and keep going through it, and that it would hurt at first, but it would get better and be fun. And you know, it would show on the scale, and if I just drank the water and I just ate the food and I did the workouts, it would all kind of come through. And I trusted that, and I worked at it, but it wasn't until I saw the results that I really believed that it would all work out that way.
Well, you guys, I did it. I'm super proud of myself. I just finished my last workout of my 6-week challenge at 360 Fitness. And man, I really don't know what to say. I'm just super proud of myself. I honestly, when I started this, was like nervous about whether or not I would do it, about whether or not I would show up. And I just, honestly now, it seems so ridiculous to me because I like doing this so much. It makes me feel so good. And man, I've done more than I thought I could. I did more than, every day I kept pushing further, doing more reps, more weight. And it's just been incredible to see, myself. It's been incredible to see what I can do when I put my mind to it, which is kind of the first time I've done this in a sustained way. So I'm just super proud of myself, and we'll see how the results go on Friday. All right, well, I'm outside of 360 Fitness, just getting ready to go in to get my final results for my 6-week challenge. And, I don't know what they're going to be. And for some reason, I'm really worried about it, even though, honestly, I would have been happy with my 3-week results for the whole thing. So we'll see how it goes. But, I'll post the results tomorrow. And for now, I just want to say thanks to everybody. Obviously, Jack at 360 for reaching out and let me do this. Rachel, my trainer, who's been incredible and pushed me further than I thought I could go. And, my girlfriend Mary for supporting me big time and going along with the whole thing. She lost, I don't know what she wants me to say, but she lost some weight too. So good for her. Big time good for her. Trust me. And, thanks to all you guys big time, because following along with this has really given me a big boost. So anyways, I'll post the results tomorrow. Wish me luck.
In 6 weeks, I lost 30 pounds and 37 and a half inches. Yeah, my 6-week results were also awesome because at first, like after the first 3 weeks, I was like, man, that was really great. Nothing I can do will be bad after this, But then I started thinking, wow, like I have to keep up with myself now. I mean, I set a bar, I have to meet it. So then I kind of became obsessed with maintaining that weight loss, 5 pounds a week. I was like, if I could do that for 6 weeks, it'd be crazy. So when I saw that I did it, I don't know. It felt like, yeah, like I won a contest, like I'd won something, and I never really thought it would feel that way. Just working out. I thought it would be something you do, and you wouldn't feel like this sense of accomplishment. But it really did feel like I kind of won like a contest against myself. I guess it was just really good. It just felt like winning. I guess I don't know what else to say. I just feel, yeah, when I see how much stronger I got after my strength test, I just felt really good. Like I felt like I was sort of catching up with everybody, because I'd seen people my whole life, be good at sports and be good at working out and get all these great results and get stronger over time. And I kind of had the opposite thing going on in my life. So to see it all sort of just change pace at once and just to feel myself getting stronger after 30, which you wouldn't think, was just, yeah, it was really, really good, really great, and made me feel like I could sort of turn back the clock, I guess. Yeah, anytime I just see the strength increases and like the numbers to go along with them, it's always like really encouraging to have like a measure of like, this is how much your effort and your consistency and your motivation, it paid off exactly this much. And it's cool to see that. And then you think, wow, I did that in 6 weeks. Like, what if I had another year? I wonder how much better those numbers could get. So it was kind of cool to see, but almost like a little extra challenge to be like, well, if I could do that much, how much more could I do? Making my core strength better was maybe the most important thing to me getting into this, because it was really starting to become a problem for me. Like, I have a hernia in my belly button, and so my core strength around it failing always caused it to be in pain. So anytime I'd be sitting for too long, driving for too long, it would hurt. I'd wake up with cramps in the morning all the time, and I just had a feeling that if I could improve my core strength, that all of that would start to feel better. And yeah, I would say that that is definitely proven to be true. I don't wake up with cramps hardly ever anymore. I just drove out to Vancouver Island all in like a day and a half, and I didn't even get a little bit sore. So not only is the endurance in the gym really important and like makes me feel really, really good, and it's cool to see that I went from, sort of peaking out and then collapsing on the dead bug to being able to consistently hold it more and more each time. Like, that feels really good in the gym, but outside the gym, the core strength has just been like a total life changer. Seeing my lower body strength improve even when I was injured was just really, really encouraging, because if I could do it with the boot, then when I get the boot off, it's just going to be easier and better. So the fact that I was able to improve strength and feel stronger and more fit in my lower body, even though I wasn't really focusing on it at all or really working it very hard because of the boot, it just made me feel like, yeah, I could get results for life, if I just kept doing what I was doing. All of the improvements are kind of great to see, just because a lot of the workouts, they're just like range of motion you're gonna need a lot. Like the kettlebell was like picking stuff up, and then like the cord pull would be like passing something along or whatever. And it's all stuff like I can picture. Like I was saying, my big motivator was like starting a family, and you can picture picking your kid up or passing your kid along, and like the fact that when I started, that stuff made me tire out early was like, ugh, like I'm not gonna be able to handle a whole day with a kid. So by the end of it, when that, those range of motions, those simple motions were getting easier and I was getting stronger at doing them, it just, it made me feel more confident about everything in life, not just in the gym. It just made me feel like I could handle like life in general better. Getting more stable in my stance and feeling more stable was not something I thought I had a problem with. Like, it was coming in I would have told you it was one of my better strengths, my center of gravity, and I'm a tough guy to knock over. So I would have told you like, no, my stability's fine. But to see even stuff you think is good improve over time is just like, it makes you realize that this whole approach, nutrition, water, working out, it's just gonna improve everything. Even stuff that's already good is gonna get better, and the stuff that you want to fix is obviously what you're focusing on. But it's cool to see that stuff that you already think you're good at get even better too. That just makes you feel good. Improving my cardiovascular health was like something that I really wanted to see happen, because my dad had his heart attack, and completely, like, they'd monitor everything about it, and he started walking and doing the treadmill, and it was a complete 180 reversal. I knew you could see crazy improvements to your life through improvements to your cardiovascular health, just seeing my dad do it. But then, like, hoping it would happen for me, I was just hoping that it would make sort of my life easier, because it's easy. Like, you get winded after. I would get winded after everything. I'd get winded after going upstairs. I get tired out after walking around the grocery store for too long, doing too many errands. So I just wanted to be able to just sort of stay alert and get tired less quickly. And I really feel like that is the one thing that really helped that happen the most, was the cardiovascular health. And I just don't feel like I get tired anywhere near as quick, which is super, super good for me. Talking about my weight isn't something, I don't think it's something anyone likes to do, especially like in public to just anybody who can see it. And putting it out there, I wasn't sure if people would, I thought people would see it and be like, oh yeah, it's an overweight guy saying he's going to lose weight. We've seen this before. Who's going to believe this guy? But it was incredible how immediately people were like, you can do this. I know you can do this. It's so cool to see you do this. And it was just people from like my entire life, people from elementary school to people I'm working with today to people I've never really even met before because I'm on the radio. So some of my listeners were like, you can do it. And I was like, I thank you, person I don't really know. That's incredibly nice of you to say. Everyone was so supportive. And it just made me realize it's because everybody likes to see other people succeed. People like to see other people get healthy, to know that they can do it. And that the coolest part, the best thing that happened to me during this whole thing was people said they saw me working out and it made them want to change their life, which is nuts. If you would have told me I could be any kind of fitness motivator to anybody, I would have been like, you're talking to the wrong guy, fella. But I mean, just to see it kind of, first of all, work out for me and make me feel confident and make me feel supported was incredible. But then to see it work for other people and to see it motivate and support other people beyond me was just nuts. Nothing I could have ever anticipated. And by a pretty big margin, the community stuff, the community supporting me was the most surprising thing about this whole thing. Before I came to 360 the first time, I was like super intimidated by gyms in general and like trainers too. I'd never even met a personal trainer really face to face before. I just seen them on Instagram and they're like super fit and they're super healthy and pinnacles of whatever. So I thought they'd be like super intimidating and I thought the gym would be intimidating. But you walk in here and everybody's super friendly and you see a lot of the success stories on the website and then people working out in the gym, and it's very regular, normal people, people from all ages, a lot of people, like some people twice as old as me, and they're all just kicking ass and doing great and getting super encouraged by these trainers who are just there to pump them up. Like, I'd never walked into a gym and felt like I could be successful there, but I knew after 20 minutes at 360 that this was going to be like a different thing and maybe a way better place for me. Yeah, working with a trainer one-on-one was like a total game changer for fitness, because it totally took my biggest excuse, my lack of knowledge, and just threw it out the window, because I knew I would come here and my trainer would have workouts that I was capable of, but that would push me and be challenging and would, after, especially after my 3-week assessment I saw, would lead to huge results. So I just sort of started trusting my trainer and trusting the process and having a lot of fun with it. And especially the moments where you can impress your trainer and they say, wow, I can't believe you did better than even I thought you were going to do. That is like the coolest thing that you could possibly have happen. And, for somebody like me to impress a physical trainer or a personal trainer is just not something I thought would happen, but it's just such an encouraging and fun environment where you get to the point where you want to push yourself.
Hey, it's Ryan. I just had this thought that I've never had before in my entire life. And it's kind of like a watershed moment for me mentally, and I kind of wanted to share it. But I do want to warn that this might get a little more emotional than I'm used to and more personal too. So, if you want me to stay happy, fun, Ryan, probably click away. But anyways, for those of you who haven't known me my entire life, I've been fat the whole time. I remember once the doctor left my health record open on the computer when he left the room, and I saw a report from, like, a note or whatever from when I was like 12. And the word obese was on that. And I was like, man, like even back when I was 12. And it was before that even. And I remember when I was really little, I used to have these sort of fantasies, like these daydreams, where I would, when I got really sad about being the fat kid, I would think about, like, because I was really into sci-fi, shocker for everybody, I always have been, and I would think about, like, you know, maybe it was an alien or maybe it was somebody from the future, but they would come and tell me that I wasn't actually me. Like the movie Men in Black, just like, you know, that scene where like the guy's face opens up and there's like a little alien inside and he's like a totally different person inside. I always wanted that to happen to me. I always wanted somebody to show up and free me from this body, because I felt trapped in it my whole life, ever since I was little. And it's been a bit tough for me because I always felt like I was always going to be fat. I was never going to be physically fit, because this is the body that I have. This is the body that I got. And I always felt like I didn't have a lot of say in that, maybe. And it's always been a bit tough for me. But today, I was thinking about my progress so far in the last 40 days and how I'm like, I want to keep going and I want to go for a whole year. And how I've pushed my body so hard these last few weeks, and how I've done more than I ever thought I could do, and how I've found my limit and then pushed past it, and how when I started working out, recovery was hard, my muscles was really sore, feeling better took a long time, and now I just feel like my body's adjusted and gotten so much better. And I was thinking, like, man, you know, like, I'm glad I didn't get injured. I'm glad I recovered so fast. And I realized that I'm glad I have my body for the first time my whole life, because it's so strong and it's doing so well. And anyways, I just made me feel really good. I've never thought that before in my whole life. Just felt like that was probably a moment worth sharing, anyways.
When I decided to sign up for a year after my 6 week challenge, it was mostly just because of the results that I had seen and the fact that the process had worked so well for me. And I had like when I came into 360, I initially wanted to do the 6 weeks to learn how to use the gym, and then I could go off and do the gym and self-motivate and all that. I feel like I probably would have been capable of that if I had to, but I realized that 360 was where I wanted to be really, really badly, because like I could do it somewhere else, but I wanted to do it here because I felt supported. I felt like the results that I get were the best that I was capable of, and I felt like I got all of that because of the environment and the training and the program that they built for me. And I just felt like everything was working. The combination was working. The appointments were good for me to have. The trainer was great for building workouts for me. The accountability was amazing, and the results made me feel really good. And I wouldn't get the tracking, I wouldn't get the training, I wouldn't get any of that somewhere else. It would just be me and some machines. So I feel like I knew it was working at 360, and I wanted to keep going with it because I just didn't think that it would work as well somewhere else. It felt like it would work somewhere else, but I would not get anywhere near the results that I got here. If I had a friend who was kind of like on the fence about joining 360, I would tell them that to look at other people's results and to see what other people have achieved here. And honestly, just to come out and just try it and just to see it, just how different it is and how much better it feels to be supported and encouraged by a trainer. It's just awesome. And the relationship that you get to have with not only them, not only your trainer, but with everybody in the gym, and the close-knit community that's here, and like I say, all the people who've had success before you. It's just such a perfect environment to motivate yourself and to get the best out of yourself. And I just don't think that you can really understand how different it is here till you try it. So since I signed up for 360 for a year, I thought about my goals going forward for the whole year. And honestly, before, when I was setting my goals for my 6-week challenge, I was really hesitant and like cautious about how big a goal I wanted to set. But now that I've seen after 6 weeks what I can do, I'm like super not shy about setting really big and ambitious goals for myself. So like I lost 30 pounds in 6 weeks. So I felt like my big goal now is to lose 100 pounds overall, and that would be incredible. And as far as like a physical goal is concerned, I would like to lose enough inches that I would feel comfortable on an airplane, because I feel really uncomfortable traveling on an airplane right now. So feeling more comfortable in my body as far as like fitting on a plane would be cool, and losing 100 pounds would be nuts. But just in general, I think my big goal is just that I want to see consistency out of myself for a whole year. I want to see myself stick to the nutrition and stick to the workout, and just regardless of the results, I just want to prove to myself that I can do it over a long term. I mean, the before and after pictures make me feel crazy good, because I didn't think I would see such obvious results after only 6 weeks. But yeah, just looking at it and looking at the places that are, so many different places on my body are different. Like my back is totally different. I got less of a hunch. I just look happier, and I feel better. So I feel like that really comes across in the before and after, and that makes me feel really happy.
You can pick up that.
Sure.
So that is, I'm gonna hold it up a little bit. That is 5 pounds of fat. No.
I never thought I would be able to lose. Looking at this just seems like so much, and losing one of these would have been cool. But yeah, the fact that I was carrying around 6 of these every day is exhausting just to think about, honestly. So just looking at this and knowing that I'm not carrying 6 of these around anymore is like relieving, honestly, more than anything.